Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. BTM here, bringing you another narrated Age of Empires 3 match. Today's match is match number 86 in our ongoing series, and it is me as a Master Sergeant teaming with a conscript, like a legitimate conscript, against two other Master Sergeants, and that puts our team immediately at a massive, absurdly massive disadvantage, which is fine. I actually asked the conscript to leave, but one of the players on the other team was a noob basher. He said, no, let him stay. I like playing against noobs, and he wanted to noob bash a bit, and the other player was like, I just want to play, I don't care. And the guy who's the conscript mentioned that he was a fan of mine, so I felt really bad about not playing with him. So I said, alright, you know what, let's not kick him out of the game, let's just put him on team 2. And then I changed my team to team 2, kind of symbolically saying that, hey, yep, alright, I'm going to play with this kid, I'll take it on myself. And I thought, you know what, alright, go big or go home, you know what I mean, like, why not? And so you may notice I'm playing Iroquois, not doing probably the greatest job in the world at it, but the reason why I'm playing Iroquois is because I've been watching a lot of PK ClanNet's tournament coverage, and a lot of the highest players play Iroquois because it's a very strong civilization, and there's been a lot of playing Iroquois going around, so I've been really excited to see some Iroquois, play some Iroquois. And I've been really inspired to when you see somebody play Iroquois or the game well, it kind of motivates you too. So as you can see, I'm starting to scout with my travois, I build up a market, I get hunting dogs immediately. That's definitely not the normal Iroquois route, but do remember, please, that you do start with extra crates on Deccan, obviously, because it's the only map people ever play on. And it's to the point where, like, I get so frustrated. Like, the other day, I was playing a random map thing, and Deccan came up, and I got so mad. I'm like, it's random maps. You should not have Deccan or Great Plains as a choice for random maps. Like, really, it really frustrated me. That's besides the point. I did go with the market, of course, in the early hunting dogs, though, because it is Deccan, because you do start with earlier extra resources, and I thought that would be very helpful. I do let my war chief here, though, take a ton more damage than I should have, and I really just gamed that bad. I'm not used to actually having to pay attention to your war chief hit points. But keeping the Iroquois war chief's hit points solid is very important, mainly because he has an aura around him which boosts the hit points of all your units. So keeping him alive, keeping him strong, and keeping him in battle actually provides you a huge in-battle advantage. Now my first card, of course, will be 3 villagers, as that is completely normal. And I am kind of looking at him just like scared, and I just see his 2 explorers sitting there. Not to be mean, because I know you're going to watch this because I told you I recorded it, but I was so scared when I saw those villagers sitting there. I'm like, you have 2 explorers and you're just sitting like right outside your town. I was like, alright, I'm going to do this all myself. And not to be a jerk, it was just the way it is. You may notice I stopped making villagers at 10. I'm going to age up with 13 rather than the customary 14 so I can hit the second age faster. I'm also going to go for a trading post. And here was my thought. My thought was, I'm going to go for a very fast age up. I'm going to throw down a very forward war hut. I'm going to grab all the trading posts I can, and I'm going to just get some raiding pressure on them while building up a mass and grabbing trading posts and simultaneously booming. So I'm going to attack, raid, and boom all at once, guys. And then my thought was, if I can do that, though, and get some pressure on them and boom on the side, and if yellow isn't too incompetent or they get so freaked out about it, then maybe I'll be able to pull off the victory. And I thought, you know what, I'm not an amazing player, to be honest. There's times when I play very poorly, but I thought I was willing to partner with the conscript. So there might be a chance, and I hesitate here to say this, but I thought in my own head, there might be a chance they might play a little bit defensive, plan to beat my rush, and then just wait and see what happens. And I know that's not something I should bank on, but I thought that there was a pretty good chance of that. I thought, you know what, that could happen. If that does happen, that would be amazing. My first shipment, though, will be for Kanya Horsemen. I do have 1 TP. I'm going to go for the second. The other team has 2 TPs, though, but judging from just the fact that I haven't seen any sign of them being on my trade route, I'm going to guess that they're both on the other trade route, and that's not good if they grab both TPs. You guys both know that I love TPs, and I'm going to throw my war hut there. And the reason why I'm going to throw that war hut there specifically is I want to control the access to myself. I want to control the access to the plateau there, and I want to be able to get an inside angle on attacking whoever's on that side of the map. But at the same time, I don't want to be too close to them. I don't want to be to the point where they're going to be able to clearly like see me right outside their town. I thought, you know what, that might be just far enough back to be both effective but not too close. So I'm going to switch my home city drop-off point to there. I'm going to start massing a hyena. Generally, with Iroquois, you should generally do more of an hyena mass versus a tomahawk mass. I haven't played a ton of Iroquois, though. I did play a later game against an Indian, which unfortunately I did not record. I wish I had. It was a fantastic game. But where I went a little bit too heavy on tomahawks, and it kind of hurt me a little bit. I ended up winning, though. Spoiler. Well, no spoiler, because you're not going to see the match. But so generally, though, you want to mass a hyena and then some Kanya horsemen. But as you can see here, I'm scouting out the blue player's town with my horse, or not my horse, with my tiger. As we can see, it turns out my focus on raiding is going to be blue, which is actually, to me, a great thing. I'm going to be very blatant here, and it's not necessarily super wise always to kind of be right by the town center and attack things you can't kill, but I wanted to rattle his cage a bit, and it's such a mind-gamey thing to do, but I thought, you know what, if I just start blatantly attacking things everywhere, and then run out of his town and then come back in, I can definitely start to get some pressure. I don't want him to feel comfortable. And so that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of just start running around with the cav. I'm going to try to make sure that I keep making villagers in my home city, which I'm doing, or in my town center, which I'm doing a decent job. I'm currently at 18. I got one more on the way. And I'm going to keep making hyenas. My thought is, you know what? If we can get enough pressure on this kid, we can totally mess with him, screw him up a bit, whatever. As you can see here, he doesn't even have any military units out, although he does have his barracks starting to be up. And I got 3 hyena popped, or 4 hyena. I got 4 hyena. Look at me getting 4 hyena. I probably could have gotten 5, though, if I was a little bit better on my micro. I'm going to back my Kanye horsemen back and around, and I'm going to continue massing my units a little bit more. I did send some tomahawks. I don't remember if it's certain or not, but I'm pretty sure that the British have like a 3 hussar card. No, British don't have a 3 hussar card, but I know the French have a 3 hussar card, and I really don't want to lose my massive tomahawks just a few hussar. So I am most definitely being very cautious there, trying to make sure that I do have a little bit of anti-cab maxing mixed in with my tomahawk or with my hyena mass, which are very powerful light skirmishers, which will do a very good job against any musketeers or even longbowmen that the other players spamming. As you can see here now, I'm sending the 7 hyena shipment, and in case you haven't seen me play Iroquois that much before, this is the strength of the Iroquois. Their second age shipments are ridiculously powerful relative to everything that they can do, so it's actually really nice. As you can see here, I start to run in, but I'm running into a bunch of units, but I'm going to start directly attacking the units of pressure, and I have no idea right now what purple's doing. You may notice they have 2 trading posts though, so it's almost like, I don't know, they're going for some kind of trading, but like native post, not trading post, like native train unit post. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there, but as you can see, I'm just gonna kind of back out when the minute the battle wasn't clearly favorable for me. I'm gonna come back down here. I'm gonna build another trading post of my own, not native post, but an actual trading post, which will give me resources. He says, can I get wood? And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, nope, I have literally do not have 100 wood. I was actually really proud this game for me. I felt like I did a good job not floating too many resources. Floating resources, by the way, in case you didn't know, but you probably might, but if not, let me just go over it. It's when you have resources you aren't being used, and it's pointless to have resources not being used. So you shouldn't be sitting on tons of resources. And so I was really proud here, 10 minutes in the game, to have 200 total resources. I have trading posts going up, I have a big mass of units, I got all my villagers working, things being spent. I was actually kind of proud of myself, if I can dare say it, to have not been floating a lot of resources, because I generally tend to. But as you can see here, the British player is gathering from berry bushes, so he's clearly very distraught, I would say, and worried about the pressure on his town. As you can see there, I'm kind of even putting some horsemen a little bit on the entrance to the plateau to see if they run that way, but I was stunned. Like, literally, I was stunned that he wasn't gathering from the plateau, or they didn't wall me off the plateau, and he just played very poorly. He sat in his town. Purple did put up a tower, which was a touching gesture, but Purple didn't really come and attack there to come help him. As you can see there, though, Purple has some native warriors, and I kind of signaled to Yellow, hey, can you take care of this? I have no idea, by the way, at this point, if he has units or not, or whatever's going on, but I was just like, hey, don't let my town die. I'm going to win the game for us. And I, again, don't mean that to be mean, and I don't want to imply that, like, I'm an amazing person. He's not. It's just I have more experience at the game, so that was all I was trying to do. Like, yeah, but no idea what Yellow's doing. And then I see some units going in, samurai. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm going to lose a villager there. But as you can see here, I have a really good, massive units going on. I'm floating a little bit more resources right now than I probably should, but it's okay. I'm going to keep marching on blue, running around raiding, and he's going for a stable, which is smart. You know, if you have somebody massing a hyena, you should get some hussar worked in there and try to really beat them. That's really how you beat Iroquois. You beat them with hussar. And tomahawks are a good unit, but tomahawks are very weak the skirmishers, a Tomahawk skirmisher mix generally, or what was I going to say? A Hussar skirmisher mix seems to work very, very well against the Iroquois. But as you can see here, I'm kind of pushing in, but I don't want to lose anything. And purple put up 2 towers. And that to me was stunning. It's like 500 wood investment, which is decent, I guess. But I definitely felt like he could have done a more solid job if he had actually provided units instead of just building some towers and some native posts. And you may notice there, by the way, that the number of native posts they have down went from 4 to 3. So I didn't realize it at the time, but my teammate actually took out one of their native posts. So I don't know what purple was doing, but he's letting the conscript run all over him. So kudos to him. As you can see, as they're about to leave, I'm going to try to get the crack shot off. I did it a little bit late, though. I definitely should have been getting that crack shot going earlier than I did. You know, not a great choice. I'm thinking, alright, now that stable's up, I'm going to be in some trouble. But I want to keep pushing. I feel like I'm at a point where I can definitely get a critical advantage. Sending more villagers. I'm definitely floating a little bit of wood right now, though, which is not good. But I'm thinking, all right, we'll take out that that native post, I should say. My apologies. And then maybe if yellow has some units, we'll push in on purple and then go attack. Yellow's been no shrines, by the way. And no offense to you, yellow, but this is just a lesson from me to you for free. Oh man, I don't want to be so narcissistic. Let me just say this. The strength of Japan is their shrine booming. So what you want to do with Japan is you want to put your shrines all over the map and spam your ridiculously strong economy. So you should have shrines on the map up above you. You should have shrines in the middle. You should have, by 12 minutes, 10 minutes of the game, you should really have most of your shrines, I would say, or a significant amount of your shrines. It's the way you play the game as Japan. Japan's meant to be a very economical powerhousey civ. But no bother, it's okay. You know, we all start somewhere. I don't hold it against you. I mean, you did well. We'll see what he ends up doing. Kudos to him. But yeah, he hasn't had to do much. He did take out one trading post. I don't know what units he did it with, but whatever. As you can see, though, I've then sent 5 villagers and 4 villagers to really pick up my economy. Blue's suffering a bit. Purple, I don't know what purple's doing. I assume purple's having fun with whatever he's doing, but I'm not sure. Now, I did make a little bit of a tactical error here. And I say that cautiously in that, while I think I did play well, it would have been a very, very good idea for me. By the way, he destroyed his stable and decided to not build it there at all. Pardon me. Or build one at all, which was perplexing. But I'm actually thinking here, I was like, alright, I've got a lot of pressure on blue. Maybe I can run across to purple and go screw with him a bit. Which, yeah, alright. And I did pop myself. There's a stable. But that was kind of my thought, which I know maybe not the best thinking ever. But I don't know. I wanted to kind of mess with them. I didn't want either player to get all day to do whatever. So here was my thought. I kind of popped in and attacked him with purple. And he noticed and reacted really quickly. So it seemed like he wasn't blind, and as you can see here, though, I'm definitely floating a lot more resources than I need to, nearly 1,400. So my earlier claims of doing a great job, at least in that moment, were great. Now, not so much. I really should have started building a stable and getting some Kanya horsemen out, though, beyond the ones, because I'm going to lose those ones that I made. I'm going to start making tomahawks, which is something I did in this match that I probably should not have long-term. Tomahawks aren't necessarily always the best. I built another war hut, though. Kudos to me. Okay, sorry, I was surprised I built another war hut. I would have assumed that I would build another stable, or I would build a stable first, but, alright, not always the best choice. Also, I could have potentially, at this point, because I have more resources than I'm spending, and I had the trading post, I could definitely have gone with the fire pit and put some villagers onto there to really give myself an attack boost. But so I tell him make units, and I missed that he had those samurai there, and there they come in walking, and he got 20 samurai. And again, no offense, at this point in the game, that's not the most amazing massive units to be having, but it's more than I was expecting, and I was thrilled. And so I tell him, go barracks, towers, TC. Now that's the order of business. I'm going to cover him from the units, so samurai will tear through the units. Meanwhile, I'm going to have these tomahawks coming down to that wall, which really blue should have had up immediately. But as you can see here, I'm going to fight off the units. I'm going to let yellow samurai do what they do best, and that is mainly fight and kill those towers and just burn through them ridiculously fast. And unfortunately for me, a lot of units are Hussar, which was why, by the way, I went with Tomahawk. I realized in hindsight, I said, oh, I shouldn't have gone so much Tomahawk, but I did see the stable, and I was assuming that there was more coming. So as you can see, though, I'm definitely in a little bit of trouble, so I'm going to actually run back to fight behind yellow, and his samurai moved forward. I don't know if he did that deliberately. If he did, good job. If not, because it was just the way the unit pathing worked, even great too, because definitely helped me deal with the Hussar. Or maybe he, planned it out, whatever. It was a very, very good amount of micro, and very, very helpful. And meanwhile, maybe Blue doesn't know how Iroquois works, so he starts attacking a group of Tomahawks with Hussars, which are stupid. And now his TC is pretty much undefended. It's definitely something we can go after and attack now, which is awesome. I was so thrilled at this point. I could not believe it. I was like, holy crap. Like, holy crap, we might actually pull this off. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll build a wall there, but then I was like, not going to work out. So, yeah, look at that. Even though most of my army's dead, yellow definitely has enough units to take down the TC, and blue resigned, just like that. And I was stunned that blue resigned. It was like, what in the world? No way. And the thing that was so interesting to me is, even though they were both Master Sergeants, purple, by the way, was a new Bashy one, like, I had not seen anything from purple. Like, blue was taken off balance, and no offense to blue, didn't play the most spectacular game, but at least blue was there in the game fighting. And I'm kind of fixing my economy a bit. If you've noticed, I haven't done a tremendous job with managing it and making sure I have enough villagers working. I definitely had some idle time, and I'm floating a ridiculous amount of wood again, which, my bad. My bad. Yeah, no, totally my bad. I should have built 2 stables, started pumping out some Kanyan horsemen, built some more whatever. And as you can see here, he's going in for the town, and he follows my orders again, although in this case I probably would have gone just straight for the town center. And purple brings out some Jernames to the field against a Master Samurai, and then that was it. So I was just like, I was stunned. Like, wait, what? You did an incredibly slow Fortress Age advance, grabbed some native posts that you promptly lost, and nothing happened. So I would say this: if there was somebody who should have been the private in the game, it probably should have been purple. Should have been like a conscript actually, or a private. Like, he should have been yellow's rank. Yellow should have been like a corporal, because he played decently but not amazingly. No offense, you really gotta learn how to shrine broom. I do have an excellent video on my channel though, if you'd like to go check that out. It's my Japanese video. And then blue probably should have been around there, and then I think I played like a pretty average Master Sergeant. But that's just the way it worked out. So I was really pleased after this. Like, it's all you get a lot of negative experiences in Age of Empires 3, where you play with bad people, or bad things happen, or the teammates let you down. But in this case, it was like, I just played the best I could, and I think I played a pretty decent game. Yellow apparently did really well, despite not being an amazing player. And we got lucky because the other team, no offense, just did not play a phenomenally good game. So it was like, awesome. We were able to clean it up and win. And Iroquois is ridiculously overrated though, so you can either give me some credit or not give me some credit, because I was playing as Iroquois. But regardless of whatever happens, don't give me too hard of feelings. I actually came into the game, I think, as Portuguese, because I wanted to play some Portuguese again, and I ended up switching it to Iroquois after I decided to play with the conscript. I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier on myself, give ourselves a little bit of a fighting chance to get a good rush on, get some good rating, and it turned out really well. Now you might be like, oh, this video's almost over, and the answer is no, it's not. Purple ended up hiding spies. Yeah, like they're what, 250 gold a piece, but literally ended up hiding spies all over the map. And the game actually went on for literally another 20 minutes, hunting them all down, finding them, killing them. I actually had to end up going to the Imperial Age and buying my own, like, the spy from the town center, in order to hunt them down and kill them. So I'm not going to show that bit. The game was won. We ended up winning it. I'm just going to leave it there. And before I leave, let me give you a quote from Sun Tzu in The Art of War. In battle, there are not more than 2 methods of attack, the direct and the indirect, and yet in these two in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. That, ladies and gentlemen, is from Sun Tzu in The Art of War. And to Captain Sparkles, not the YouTube Captain Sparkles as he told me, but just a fan of him and a fan of me, I'd like to say thank you for playing with me. To the viewers who watched, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I hope it was informative, enjoyable, and helpful. And all around, I wish you guys good luck and happy hunting in all your battles. And until next time, BTM out.